Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Muttley Crew. Here we are in the Muttley Crew studios. It's looking lovely and sort of clean. I'm here with Kyle and Cody. How are we doing this fine evening, lads? Are we awake? Are we alive?
Red hot couture.
Oh, yeah, just slowly getting back into the swing of life, you know.
Yeah, I feel like we have to. We just came back from Magic Round, and what a magic weekend it was. It was lovely.
What was the first word you're going to go with there? Start with R. You were like,
I think you're going to go
magic.
round first. I think he's going to say round of.
Magic. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. Because I was like, I can't think of an R word that I've described Magic Round weekend with.
Rambunctious.
Rowdy.
I reckon I dead set knocked about a decade off my life. I reckon.
I was going to say 3 years.
Nah, I did a full decade, I reckon. A whole tenner. I'm only going to live to 130 now.
You're only the good die young.
I'm already keen for next year, though. Just saying.
You're only as young as the girl you feel. Non-existent, brother. Non-existent. I do not age.
Anyway, we might have a catch-up pod one night about the weekend it was, but let's get to round 12 of Rugby League. And one round finishes, one round starts, and this round is Indigenous Round for the brothers. And we're starting off on a Thursday night game.
That fucking me.
Thursday night, we're starting off with the Bulldogs and the Dragons. We're leaving Brisbane and we're having a game somewhere else, and that's going down to Sydney. And I'm not sure. I feel like this is going to be a gross game, but I do believe it's going to be a close game at least. I feel like the Dogs had a close game last week to start the round 2, and I feel like it's going to happen again, boys. How are we feeling about this one?
This is a tough one, only because Dragons are fresh off the bye. The Dargans.
The Dargans.
And I had no idea. Though the Bulldogs, and even the last 5 games at a core, are pretty well split. I think the Dogs are up 3-2. But the last game at a core, the most recent one, the Dogs won 28-6, I think it was. So for that reason, and I feel like the Dogs are the better team, I'm taking the Dogs.
I'm still a bit surprised, though, the Dogs have kept the same team after another disappointing loss in a close game, but they've kept faithful with Hutcho, which I'm surprised by.
Something wrong with Serraldo.
I'm thinking it's going to go the other way, and I'm going to tip the Dargans. I think off the bye, they're going to be feeling a bit more fresh. A lot of shit talk about them not being at Magic Round. And, yeah, that's about it for me. And I still just don't like the Dogs that much.
Yeah, it was a bit of an if. And, you know, you're only as good as, I was going to say your last game, but I might as well just say last week, because did the Dragons win heading into the bye? I can't even remember.
Highly doubt it.
Hold on, let me have a look here. Who do they verse?
They pumped
They pumped the Rabbitohs.
Oh, sweet. Well, you're only as good as your last game.
So
The
technically,
Doggies lost.
well, that's unfair, man. The Dragons have had 2 buys in a row.
Yeah,
But
and the
before
second
that, they
week
did
was
have a
harder
shot.
than the first week.
Yeah.
But before that, they did have the Sharks and the Roosters, so they had a couple of
Yeah.
games there.
Well, I'm on the Bulldogs just did not impress me against the Raiders. I definitely felt like they should have done a better job. So, as much as I don't want to, I'm taking the Dargans.
Oh, this is interesting ploy. Is it Kyle back on he knows what he's doing, or is he still in the slump? I think this first game's going to show us where we're going.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to Friday night, and we're going up north. We're going up to sunny, hot Townsville, and this is a danger game. I can't see the Tigers playing good in this game. I think the Cowboys are going to be red hot again. They're going to be that hometown bullies, flat track bullies.
Fucking hell.
And I think we see how they play. They can't defend, but they can score a lot of points, and I think they're going to pump the West Tigers here. Who the Tigers, they're missing Caesar, they're missing Spark. They look to just, if Coruscant couldn't score, like he was the only one that looked like scoring, and other than that, they look so flat.
And they've got both their centers suspended this week.
Yeah. Well, I think Naden should have got dropped anyway, but then he definitely should have got suspended. And they're missing Olam, who was the only guy that, other than Appy, I thought looked a bit creative and like could bust the line. So yeah, it's not looking good. So I think
Lockie Galvin did all right,
Lockie Galvin tries his best.
but he's only young.
Him and Buller have a red hot crack.
yeah, but I think Cowboys are going to win well.
So I think if the Tigers were full strength, they get the dub here.
You can say that.
Anytime the Cowboys have come up against a team that plays a little bit of defense, like even the Titans a couple of weeks ago when they lost to them, the Titans' defense has improved a lot since the start of the year. Anytime they've come up a team that has a reasonable defense, they struggle. But they're still going to beat the Tigers this week.
And I still think you might be forgetting they've only still lost one game in Townsville, and that was against Penrith. So I think they're not going to lose this game.
Yeah, and I have gone the North Queensland Cowboys as well.
But I'm just saying, if they lose, I'm not going to be surprised. Like
Tigers are due.
Tigers, it's juicy. The $4.20 odds.
Hey? Tigers.
No, mate, I'm here to win. Especially after...
okay, 4 for them.
Yeah, especially after last week.
Well, at least it means I caught up by 2, so that's good.
Yep. Yeah, Jake is still 10 behind you.
Anyway, let's get to Friday night. Now, this is where it starts getting a little bit tough, in my opinion.
We're already on Friday night.
Late Friday night. We got Manly Sea Eagles versus Melbourne Storm at Brookie, so at the home of Manly. And these two have a good history of red-hot clashes, hating each other. I think it's going to be a dogfight. Melbourne losing Cameron Munster for seems like a long time is going to hurt. Hughes has been named to come back in, so that's pretty much very thankful for the Storm.
He's
but
still got to pass that 50
yeah,
test.
I still think it's pretty 50-50. I don't know, boys. I can smell an upset here. I think even though Manly lost to the Broncos, I felt like they maybe played better than them most of the game. And I think it was Kohler's first game at fullback, and I think he's just going to get better and better in that position for the team. For the year, of course. But
Manly were the better team on the field when they had 13 on.
Yes. But in saying that, Melbourne did pump the Eels and did look pretty red-hot. Katut. Where we going, boys?
But again, it's an Eels team without Gutherson, and they average over 40 points against them when they don't have Gutherson. So, for me, I'm going Manly. Because if they're going to step up for a game, it's going to be against Melbourne. They're at home at 4 Pines. They didn't look bad against the Broncos. They kept it toe-to-toe with them. And just a little stat, Jake, I don't know if you're sort of 50-50 at the moment, but the last 2 games at 4 Pines, Manly have won.
See, I felt like there's something here.
And they've won 5 of their last 7 at home too.
Jason Saab's back in probably. Nathan Brown's back in.
They do get a few wins, yes indeed. I'm not sure, I'm really not sure.
I hate it.
Because especially if Jerome Hughes doesn't make the final cut. Like
Yeah,
I think Manly can beat him if Hughes plays for Melbourne. I think it's almost a lock. Manly win if Hughes doesn't play.
I agree, but I think if Hughes plays, he can swing this whole game. Can we do some asterisk bets? No, we can't.
No,
Can we do
lock
some
them in, boys.
asterisk
Lock them in.
bets? Oh.
Manly, not even a question.
Right, I'm taking the Storm then. Fuck him. Fuck the dog. I'll give back my 2 points that I
I'm going to
took
go
from
for
last week.
Manly. I'm loving
Ah,
how
fuck.
I'm going Manly. I'm just feeling like the competition is going to keep locking in. So I think Storm will drop a game here. Manly will get a win. Beautiful. Let's get to Saturday. Super Saturday, boys. We've got some red hot games here. And I think it's going to start off well. The first game here, going down to cold Canberra. But I think luckily enough for the Roosters, it is a 3 o'clock game. So I'm feeling like that's going to help them a lot. And they're going to be able to play some fast, firing football.
KO Weeks is going to rip them to shreds, eh?
And I think the Roosters are going to redeem their last week loss
I've
to
got
the
to be my coach
Sharks.
this week, eh? Oh, I love it. Okay.
6th versus 7th on the ladder. It's a little danger game, is it, Kyle? You're a bit nervous about this one.
Yeah, I don't like versing the Raiders because they keep beating us.
Especially at home too.
It's going
It's going to turn into a slugfest.
like they've beaten us the last 2 times, and both times I think we were going in heavy favourites, and I was like, yeah, we'll pump them, and they've just fucking beaten us. So anytime we come up against the Raiders, whether we're at home, they're at home, I don't care. I don't like it. We should win. I'm tipping them.
You get Victor back. You lose Watson, who's been one of your better players.
Watson has
as well.
been fucking unreal, so that's a big loss.
Radley out on the edge. I don't know if I like Radley on an edge though.
Who knows what the Roosters are going to do with their forward rotation? I reckon it's going to change again.
Robbo could change it all.
And
by
I
the
think
time.
I found a little juicy play later that you might hear about with this game. But I'm feeling red hot about it. I could be totally wrong, but
Cool.
I'm going the Roosters. I think they're going to win very well this game. I think
See, that makes me even more
the
nervous.
last couple of games, the Raiders have played really well, got tight, but I just think the Roosters are going to play like they did the last couple of weeks before last week and fucking pump.
The Roosters' attack last week looked good. Their defense was fucking horrendous. Like, I know the Sharks have got a good attack, but fuck me, we let some soft tries in. If we tighten up our defense, we pump this in.
My man Hayes ripping and tearing.
That was a good line. He ran a good line on that one. I was more meaning Sophia Taylor-Kai's try. That was fucking soft. That pissed me
Look,
off.
I'm going to get on the wagon and I'll take the fucking Roosters as well.
And now we get to
This is the game of the round.
the match of the round. No debates here. Just because the other best team is not playing this week. They got the bye,
how
so
good. We get a night's free round.
Oh, that's why this week's going to go real quick, eh?
We're going 5 in a row, baby. Anyway, let's talk about the Sharks versus Penrith. First, third at Shark Park. What a ripper of a game here. Yeah, I can't wait. No changes to the Sharks. They're looking the same. They're looking full strength. Luke Garner has been ruled out by suspension.
Oh,
or
no. Who are
injury.
you going to put your money on to score any time now, Cody?
So that's not great.
I don't know. I was looking to back him. Then you got
I
fucking
think
wrist
all
hole.
eyes are on the Sharks in this game. They're going in this game favourites against the 3-time premiers, and they should. They're playing better. They're looking better on paper. They have less injuries. But can they get the job done?
I reckon Penrith will bounce back in a big way here.
Yeah.
After last week. Did you see the little sneaky jab? One of the reporters had it. Had old Ivan
Cleary.
asking about, how do you feel like it was basically a reserve grade team that you lost to?
Whoa.
He's
He's like, excuse me?
what? I was like, damn. She's like, oh, well, missing. And he's like, oh, I'm good. Chopped him. Absolutely chopped him.
Well, I think it's going to be a great game, but I'm with Cody. I think the Panthers are going to win, and they're just going to show that, the Sharks are looking good. They're maybe a proper team, but we're still the big dogs here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come in here, boys.
Yeah, I wasn't tipping Penrith. I was just saying they're going to bounce back in a big way, I reckon.
I'm tipping Penrith.
I'm going to stay on the wave. The Sharkies haven't let me down the last couple of weeks. I'm going to stick with them.
Right, okay, because I actually
Until
did take that. I took it as that you were taking Penrith as well.
No, I just said they were going to bounce back in a big way.
Okay.
What part of that was I'm tipping them?
Bounce back by a big way sounds like
Yeah.
win. It's not like they played shit against the Warriors. They just lost.
Like
They're going to bounce back in a big way, mate. But I'm taking the Sharkies.
So they're going to bounce back in a big way but lose.
Yep.
Rough.
Okay, yeah, all right. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense in my brain, but yeah, that's cool. We'll roll with that.
They're only going to lose by 4. Not like the Roosters. Fucking shit. Losing by 8.
Yeah, but how much did Penrith lose by last week? 2 points.
Probably.
So 2 times 4 is 8.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I am also going the Sharkies.
Boo.
Boo. Just, Panthers are looking vulnerable this year.
Mm.
And I don't know when the last... Yeah, like, I don't know when the last time they lost back-to-back games. It's probably been a very long time.
I think they did it this year for the first time in a long time.
Hey?
I thought they did it this year, which was the first time in a very long time.
I didn't know it was the first 2 rounds.
Did they?
I don't know.
Anyway, the last 2 games that Sharks
Okay.
and Penrith...
No, they haven't.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think they did this year. But the last 2 games that these 2 teams have played at PointsBet, Sharks have won both.
Just another reason why I think the Panthers are going to win this week. They don't lose 2 games in a row. You are correct.
Yeah, see, this is why it's hard for me, this one. Like, because everything's pointing towards the Sharkies. But, yeah, I'm still sticking with the Sharks.
But the Panthers are going to bounce back in a big way, you reckon?
yeah. Instead of losing by 2, they're going to lose by 4 with a bounce back.
I was just taking the piss out of the Roosters because they lost, brother.
Yeah, right.
Sweet as. What a game. I can't wait. Should be good. Saturday afternoon. I don't know if I'm about to watch it. We'll see. Try to fit it in. I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah, and then Cody will walk in and go, what about that game? And ruin it for you like I do everything else because he can't fucking watch anything live.
That's why you've just got to get used to asking, have you seen this?
Because then I also don't like muting chats. So I feel rude about that too. But then if people do it, it's like life-changing. Okay, Saturday night. What a game this is going to be. We got probably the 2 worst performing teams the last few weeks.
How the Rabbitohs are favourites in this game is fucking do me.
Yeah.
They should both be $10. Just give the money away.
They should just
They're-
both be suspended.
There's probably one reason why the Rabbitohs are favourites this week, and it is because it is Indigenous Round, and the Rabbitohs have a lot of culture in their team.
It's what round?
Indigenous Round.
Nailed it. Well done.
And they have a lot of culture. The Rabbitohs are all about the Aboriginals in their team, and they're the leaders of their team. But then the Parramatta just sacked their coach, which was pretty... Oh, I did not see that coming. It was pretty out there. So they could have that new coach feature walking, but it's Trent Barrett, so not going to happen. So I'm thinking the Rabbitohs are going to turn it on for Indigenous Round. Cody Walker might get an Origin jersey somehow when he turns it on.
He's going to get halfback.
If Cody Walker gets an Origin jersey, and this is no disrespect to Cody Walker, I'm probably not going to be a Blues fan this season.
Just give up. Let's go watch AFL or something.
Like,
yuck. Even yuck.
Him and Nico Hines could work really nice.
but it's it would be a Blues thing to do to pick someone off one game.
True.
2 games. Played good last week too.
He didn't play halfback last week, did he?
No.
He hasn't played
That's
halfback
what I
yet.
mean. He's going to get picked at halfback.
No,
because
he'll
he's
play
playing
5'8".
halfback.
If he
No,
play.
but he's playing halfback.
He'll play halfback.
So he's
this
going to
game.
get picked in halfback?
Probably.
That's what New South
It's
Wales
got to
do.
be Nico Hines. Anyway, talk about this game, and I'm tipping the Rabbitohs to win and win well. Just with the news, Wayne Bennett's coming out. Definitely to coach
Oh,
Sam.
He just ruined it there with the win well.
Trell, Johnston, Gagai, Wyden, Walker. Just feeling it. They're going to pump.
If he had just said, I picked the Rabbitohs, but when he says Rabbitohs and
Every
win well,
time I think the Rabbitohs
as soon as he adds any overs and unders into it, I know that's not technically an over-under, but as soon as he adds extras into it, that's when it goes out the window.
Is this the one that you don't know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, because Jake didn't help me.
No, this is the one I'm just...
Okay, like, if I hadn't got burnt by the Rabbitohs the last 2 weeks, I'd be
Yeah.
on the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
See, I jumped off of them last week, and they helped me.
Last week, 2 weeks ago against the Dragons, I was like, surely, if they're
Yeah.
going to get a win, it's against the
Did the same.
Dragons.
Did the
They
same
got
as you.
pumped, right? And then I was like, Magic Round, fucking Latrell,
No.
like Suncorp, Cowboys who league points. I was like, surely. No.
1 week was enough for me.
Oh.
But then saying that, I can't then confidently take the Eels over them because the Eels are just...
Fuck, this is shit. So who are you going, Jake? Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs.
I'm okay.
And I think your stat you said before about the Rabbitohs, I mean, the Eels averaging 40 points against them when Gutho doesn't play. That should just tell you not to tip the Eels ever.
Well, you tipped them last week.
I know. And I didn't know that stat. And then I didn't tip them last week and it felt lovely. Tipping it again this week.
Yeah,
and it
look.
feels good.
I'm going with the third time's a charm. I'm going Rabbits.
Jesus.
And when they lose, I'm going to fucking throw my phone, but I'm going Rabbits. Especially because it is Indigenous Round, Cody Walker and Latrell do generally take that extra gear.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna have to get the Rabbitohs. I just can't confidently take Parramatta.
I can't take either of these confidently.
Yeah.
Well, the
Watch
thing
it.
is,
Jake,
like,
Jake for his
Parramatta-
crucial have the Rabbitohs on the line.
It shouldn't.
No, I've learnt my lessons.
It shouldn't be this.
Big bark, though.
The
13
worst thing
plus.
about this is Eels are missing their fullback and their halfback, and it is this hard to decide against a team who's got their star fullback, the halfback, 5'8", hooker. They got stars across the park, and we're still iffy
When half their
on whether or not they can beat an Eels team that has been woeful.
when most of their actually all their spine now with Wyden going to the halves or with Cook as the dummy half
Is
with
Origin
all
and Australian players.
with all 4 spine pieces in contention or in conversations for a Blues jersey, bar Wyden because he's retired. But if he wasn't
He's
retired,
still
would be-
been in 'em.
he's
They
still in the
want-
conversations.
Come back.
You know, so it's
But
ridiculous.
they've won one game a year, so it's not that ridiculous. Anyway, Sunday, let's get to it. I think this is going to not be...
Yeah, Rabbitohs. All right, I'm backing it. Come on.
We have a game at Suncorp again. We're going to Suncorp. Anyone going this Sunday? I'm not going. We have the Brisbane Broncos versus the Gold Coast Titans. And I feel bad for the Gold Coast Titans. They're playing better, and now they have the Broncos on a Sunday afternoon at Suncorp with Reece Walsh probably back. They're going to get pumped. Unfortunately,
I don't know if they'll get pumped.
they're getting pumped.
No, I don't think pumped.
They get pumped.
Nah, well,
I think
you can't confidently say in a Queensland derby that they're going to get pumped because you think it every year, no matter the form of whatever Queensland team it is, for some reason, when they verse each other, it's always a cracking game.
I just think they let Newcastle score 20 points against them at Suncorp. The Broncos are going to score a lot more points than Newcastle did, especially with Reece Walsh back in. Yeah, Broncos for me.
Yeah.
Broncos a lot.
I just don't
Only-
reckon it's going to be a lot.
Only one of the last 8 games between these two have been decided by over 12 points.
Cool. Not going to be a pump.
It's not going to be a pumping. And I feel like the Titans fans could probably start to see the progress.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they looked red hot for most of that game against the Knights, and then they just sort of crumbled.
Well, last year they had all the players and they just didn't have the effort. Now this year they've got all the effort and all
But
their
no,
players are fucking crumbling.
Yeah, no players.
That's what happens when you do hard work. It's a bit harder on the body.
That's it.
80 minutes of football is a bit tough these days.
I think the Titans are going to put in a red hot effort. I would actually be genuinely surprised if Broncos pump them, but it wouldn't be unexpected. But I'd be surprised. Broncos for me, 1-12.
Beautiful. And now let's end off the round with another cracker of a game, I reckon. Even though it's 13th, there's 4th on the ladder, but we're going to take a trip over the ditch, and we've got the Warriors versus the Finns. It's going to be a good game, boys. I can't wait to watch this one. Warriors, unfortunately, they're losing another couple of their starters with Wade Egan out with HIA, and the centre who played pretty well, he is out. Don't want to try to say his last name. I will butcher it badly. But they welcome in. Berry's back in, and I think CHT's playing. He's been named, but maybe just in the...
Freddie Lussick's the starting hooker.
Yeah. CHT's on the reserve, so hopefully he can play, because I reckon he'll help a lot because he's a gun.
Weapon.
What are we thinking, boys?
Yeah, look, I'm thinking that
This is 50-50.
after the bit of the downhill, the bit of the fucking... that the Warriors will take the confidence from last week, being undermanned, pumping Penrith. Well, not pumping Penrith, but beating Penrith. And now coming home to a home crowd, which, I mean, we were at the game last weekend, and that would have been pretty close to a home atmosphere because there was Warriors fans everywhere for that game.
Yeah.
They were going off. When the Up the Wires chant went off, it was rocking in there. And I think they're going to take the confidence. They're going to go back home against the Dolphins, who have been good. I mean, Dolphins are sitting in like 4th or something.
Yeah.
Just cruising along nicely. But I just think that the Warriors, after last week, could build a bit of momentum here.
Okay, I don't know if you remember, but you might, but there's a few things in the weekend I don't remember either, but we actually had a little chat about the Warriors when we were walking back to our hotel at one point, and you were like, oh my gosh, what a good win by the Warriors, but they're starting to play like the Warriors of old when they're winning when they shouldn't win and then losing when they should lose, and he's like, fuck. Do you remember that at all?
He did a top 4 team. They're versing a top 4 team.
Just a little stat here, boys, for this. These two teams have only versed each other 3 times in the history.
Stats, man.
The home team's won every time.
Oh, lock it in, Eddie.
Eddie.
Lock it in.
So I am going the Warriors. I think Wading is a massive loss for him. He does provide a lot of good direction.
Definitely.
But
I thought Tuapiki played really well last week too, though. They definitely have the pieces.
Tuapiki looked incredible. And then Chanzi at number 6. I didn't know he could play 6, but fuck, he looked good.
Didn't expect it, but...
So
Got the ball around hard like he does everywhere, so it was good.
And I reckon like the likes of like AFB had a quiet game last week. I reckon he'll bounce back this week. I'm just really thinking after that one, they're going to take a lot of confidence out of it.
And I think just this, like the Warriors have started really slow when they are a much better team, and I think they always they can usually get on a roll around this Origin period coming in. So I think they're going to keep rolling.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, like with
and they've got some
hopefully
points, and they've got some points that they have to get back on the ladder. So I think they're going to get another good win
start
here.
rolling. They'll start catapulting. Teams will start losing their Origin players, and then hopefully they can have a good, 6 to 8 weeks.
And I just think the Dolphins can't keep winning. Like they already won 7 games, which is crazy. So yeah,
They're on a tear, mate.
yeah.
only because you didn't have him in your top 8, mate.
I know, and they're not going to be because they're going to start losing bad, falling out. Same as the Sharks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, the
All
Rabbitohs.
time, call
hey,
that.
It can still happen. The Rabbitohs did it last year.
That is true.
Was it
It
13?
was,
round 13?
it was about around this time, yeah.
Round 13. They were top of the table round 13 and then went fucking crashing.
They won 4 games after Magic Round last year. So yeah, but beautiful. There is our weekly tips.
So you told me they've won 5 games since Magic Round last year.
That's what Matty Waterboy was saying. It was hectic.
Holy
There's
shit.
5 games in a calendar year.
That's incredible, that.
But there is our weekly preview and tips, and I think it's going to be juicy again. We've got some different results. It's going to be good. It's going to be another crash and burn from Kyle, maybe, or another. I know what I get rugby league, but we'll see what happens.
I get rugby league, brother.
Catch you later.
No,
Get some footy in here.
last thing. Come
Oh,
on now.
last thing. Sorry.
Jesus.
What?
Our
Friday night
MVPs,
MVP.
mate.
When are we get it
Kyle
done?
didn't do it.
Kyle's even looked
Oh,
at it. We
Kyle.
were there live, mate.
Hey,
It should be
This
easy.
is one of Kyle's ideas, and he's
No, this
shit
is
the bed the
your
last
idea.
few weeks.
This is your idea.
Collectively. Mine and Jake's.
No, it's all right. I remember Friday night. We'll go. Let's go.
I remember Friday night.
Well, my 1 point is going to start off with the Broncos. And for me, he just did his job well. He hit a 1-pointer. It's Jock Madden for me for 1 point.
Old Jockey Madden.
Yeah, I thought he just did well filling in at halfback.
Jockey.
Got the 1-pointer, got the win, and just iced it. It didn't do anything bad, so yeah, good 1 point for the Bronx.
Yeah, for me, for the 1 point, I know I bagged him out a fair bit, but I'll just give it to Selwyn Cobbo. I thought he was going to have an absolute shocker at fullback. I was bagging him out in the lead up, saying if he was the fullback, they were going to get pumped. But he actually had himself a red hot chop, ran for 228 metres, 11 tackle breaks, which is massive, 2 line breaks, an offload. Like, he had himself a red hot game. He did miss more tackles than he made, though, but that's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah. That's why he's only got
His
1
tackle
point.
breaks.
For me, I'm going from a losing team for my number 1 point here. He kept him. I felt like this bloke kept him in the game, and almost, well, if he hasn't already secured his Origin jersey.
Oh, here we go. I knew it was this.
Hamoli.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Who do you think I was going?
You fucking mate Matt Burton. You've
Yeah, I
been
thought you were
sucking off for
going
the last
Burton
3
too,
weeks.
for sure.
As soon as you said losing team, I was like, it's going to be Burton.
Yeah, I thought so.
He's been loving Burton lately. It's when you said Origin jersey too, I'm like, I've been calling for it. He's willing it on.
I don't mind that pick, Kyle, but I felt like he could have done more still. I feel like he could have won the game for Manly, but I guess he's only getting 1 point or 2 or 3.
It was only his first game back
Yeah, I know, but he just...
from a couple of weeks off.
First time seeing him in live, he is fucking huge and real scary.
Don't worry, boys. Matt Burton's going my 3.
Oh, and I can't wait to
All
see
3 of his people this week are from losing teams.
and I can't wait to see him in a Blues jersey. Anyway, 2 points for me. Cody's favourite player, KO Weeks. He ripped in. Played so good for the Raiders. He's not a halfback, but he looked very close to a halfback. He kicked the shit out of the ball, which I didn't even know he had a kicking game. He ran good. He tried, assisted. He just did everything that a halfback does. And for someone who's in his 3rd game as a halfback, I thought it was ripping. But he did 600 kick meters, which is, I did not think he had that into him. But yeah, he must be working with Jamal Fogarty a lot and working hard on it. And yeah, good on him. And maybe he's found a position.
Well, for my 2 points, not too far away from your fella, but I felt like he just, overall had a better game. I've gone for the 6th in Ethan Strain.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 try assists against 1 for your mate. And then your guy, KO did have six tackle breaks to Strange's 2, but then line break assist 2 to Ethan Strange, offload. It was a pretty even game for the 2 of them, apart from the kicking game, but I felt like Ethan Strange had a ripper. So I'm giving him 2.
I like it.
I've also gone with Ethan Strange for my 2.
Upper dog.
That's it? Oh, okay. Nothing?
Well, he did. He nailed it all. He nailed it all.
No, say it all again.
Yeah.
3 points goes to this big dog who I knew he was going to score a try. I thought I should have said he's going to score 2 because he fucking did. Gunned it. And I think he just put a little reminder that he should also have a Blues jersey.
No.
That's Hudson Young.
Yep. I agree.
3 points, baby.
I've got my 3 for him
Absolutely.
as well.
Oh,
We've got our first perfect.
He killed it, man.
Is this our first one?
Yeah, we've had quite a few with 8 because there's been a couple where like you and I have gone, like Cody and I have gone 3s and you've gone the 2. Yeah. This is our first perfect.
Ponga for 3 out of nowhere.
And I
Hudson
didn't go
Young.
Ponga 3. But yeah, gunned it. 140 run meters, 4 tackle breaks, just looked unstoppable. Line breaks, tries, offloads, tackles, all of it.
Especially after last week too. Like he backed up last week's performance. Killed it. Gone again. 3
If he's going to get a Blues jersey, it's off the bench. He's not starting.
3 of the best. No, you got way too many back rollers
Yeah.
to pick him.
It's like the Roosters.
It's either him
Jesus Christ.
or Angus Cry on that left edge. I'm not sure where they're going to go, but they're both playing really good last couple of games.
Surely Ola Kawadi's got to get a shout this year.
Oh, yeah. I think he will be on the bench, though, because he'll just come in the middle.
No, but he's just he needs to be the starter.
Who's going to start on you? Never mind. Well,
Liam Martin.
that's for our next one.
Anyway.
No. There's our 3-2-1, baby, and that's the round coming up and the Friday night MVP. I love yous.
Laters.